Why WWE is delaying Sami Zayn vs. Roman Reigns. Logan Paul returned date to WWE following his injury. KSI and Mr. Beast on being called out by Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. Roman Reigns checks on Logan Paul during their match at WWE Crown Jewel. Bobby Lashley breaks silence after controversial loss to Brock Lesnar. Triple H replacing Sasha Banks, and more. Let's jump right into our first story. Logan Paul returned date to WWE following his injury. In a high-voltage main event, Roman Reigns defeated Logan Paul at Crown Jewel 2022 to retain his undisputed WWE Universal Championship. The match ended when Reigns knocked out his opponent with a Superman punch and followed it with a spear. Logan's performance is being widely praised by the WWE Universe. His athleticism was top-notch and the underdog was able to deliver some major hiccups to Reigns in his title defense. Roman emerged victorious due to a distraction from the bloodline. Following the showdown, Logan Paul took to Twitter to reveal that he had torn his ACL and meniscus during his fight with the Tribal Chief. The injury occurred midway during the 25-minute-long match, an incredible feat to pull off considering that he nailed some high-flying moves. The torn ACL usually takes 6 to 8 months to heal. Meanwhile, the time to repair a torn meniscus is 6 weeks to 3 months depending on the severity. The case of Seth Rollins can be taken as an example. The multi-time champion suffered a similar injury on November 4, 2015, during a match against Kane at a live event in Dublin, Ireland. The injury required surgery and it was estimated that Rollins will be out of action for approximately 6 to 9 months. He made a quick recovery and returned at Extreme Rules in May of next year. Logan Paul is expected to make a full recovery by the time SummerSlam 2023 rolls out. He has had 3 high-profile matches in his WWE career, all of them were in premium live events. The YouTuber has a way with the crowd and the company will look to utilize the same for its mega events. The Maverick may have come out short of his championship ambitions, but he surely obtained respect from the WWE Universe. It was one of the things on his mind heading into the match against the head of the table. Numerous wrestling fans as well as personalities reacted to Logan Paul's brilliant performance at Crown Jewel 2022. Prior to the main event at the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Logan was trained by WWE Cruiserweight Drew Gulak, Shane Helms and Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels. He apparently had more to offer due to his time with other wrestlers. Logan Paul is also a UFC fighter and professional boxer. With so many goals in mind, it remains to be seen which direction he chooses to stick to following his return from injury. KSI and Mr. Beast on being called out by Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel. KSI and Mr. Beast have reacted to Roman Reigns calling them out midway through his match against Logan Paul. At Crown Jewel, the Tribal Chief put the 2 YouTubers on notice while defending his undisputed WWE Universal Championship against a YouTuber turned professional wrestler. Taking to Twitter, KSI posted the clip of him and Mr. Beast getting called out by Reigns. He put the 37-year-old on notice by claiming that he wanted the smoke. Mr. Beast didn't exactly make a comment, but he did react with one emoji in response to WWE's official tweet. He also had a similar reaction to KSI's message to the head of the table. The Crown Jewel main event featured the involvement of numerous YouTubers, including Logan's brother Jake Paul. His impulsive co-hosts, Mike Majlak and George Janko, were also attacked by the Usos. The 2 men were sitting at ringside in support of their good friend. However, following Jimmy and Jay's interference, they set their sights on the 2 and dragged them to the ring for a beatdown. Roman Reigns officially became the undisputed WWE Universal Champion at WrestleMania 38 after beating Brock Lesnar to win the WWE Championship. He has held the Universal title for almost 800 days and will surpass the mark after his latest victory. During his current reign as the undisputed WWE Universal Champion, Reigns has defeated Matt Riddle, Drew McIntyre, and also beat the Beast Incarnate in a last man standing match at SummerSlam. One man who has set his sights on Reigns is SmackDown star Santos Escobar. Taking to Twitter, the 38-year-old claimed that he has acknowledged the Tribal Chief but claimed he is coming for the undisputed champion. At WWE Roman Reigns Tribal Chief, consider yourself acknowledged. When the time is right, I'm coming for you, wrote Santos Escobar. It remains to be seen if WWE plans a potential feud between Reigns and Escobar going forward. Roman Reigns checks on Logan Paul during their match at WWE Crown Jewel. The match between Logan Paul and Roman Reigns at WWE Crown Jewel was one for the ages. While the social media megastar rightfully received praise for his performance, Reigns also played his role to perfection. Despite wrestling in only his 3rd match, Logan Paul took the Tribal Chief to his limits. The YouTube star hit Roman with a frog splash from the top rope through the announcer's table during one of the match's most noteworthy moments. To top it off, Paul did it all while holding a phone and filming the action. Reigns was quick to check on his opponent after the death-defying spot. The Tribal Chief squeezed Logan's arm, which is a code in the wrestling world for checking if the rival is alright. The Tribal Chief continued his winning run at Crown Jewel as he defeated Logan Paul after an exhilarating match. The match was filled with several interferences as Jake Paul, the Usos, and Solo Sikoa brawled at ringside. The Usos also dragged the Mavericks' Impulsive podcast co-hosts into the ring and superkicked them. In the end, the numbers advantage worked well for Roman Reigns, who delivered a Superman punch and spear to pick up the victory. The Tribal Chief took to Twitter after his win to address Logan's one lucky punch claims. "I guess that one lucky shot wasn't lucky enough. Always," said Reigns. It's hard to predict what's next for Roman Reigns after his victory at WWE Crown Jewel. With Survivor Series around the corner, the undisputed world champion could lead the Bloodline in the upcoming War Games match at the event. What do you think about the Bloodline's potential character change? Sound off in the comments section below. Bobby Lashley breaks silence after a controversial loss to Brock Lesnar. WWE Crown Jewel 2022 might not be a memorable one for Bobby Lashley as he breaks his silence after suffering his first one-on-one loss against Brock Lesnar in Saudi Arabia. The Almighty and the Beast incarnate have similar wrestling and MMA backgrounds but had never crossed paths in the same company. Earlier this year, Bobby Lashley and Brock Lesnar battled for the first time at WWE Day 1 with Lesnar getting the victory and winning the WWE Championship. They recently met each other in Saudi Arabia for WWE Crown Jewel 2022. Lashley put Lesnar in the Hurt Lock, to which the Beast incarnate reversed it into a pin to win. After the loss, Bobby Lashley opened up about how he felt about Lesnar getting the pin at WWE Crown Jewel 2022. "I was ready to die out there. There's not a tomorrow for me, there is not a day after tomorrow, there is a now," said Lashley. "That was the biggest challenge that I had, it was beating Brock Lesnar. People have been talking about it for years and I went out there and failed. I failed, that's what happened, I failed. So back to the drawing board, quit. Give up. What do I do? That was a test and I was supposed to win and then now what?" It will be interesting to see what Bobby Lashley does next as he stormed off during the interview and even hinted at quitting and leaving the show after his loss at WWE Crown Jewel 2022. In 2022, Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley came face to face in the same square circle for the first time. For decades, fans have wanted a showdown between the two. They finally got their dream match at WWE Day 1. However, it was a fatal five-way match for the WWE Championship which Lesnar won. The same month, the two faced each other in a singles match at WWE Royal Rumble, where Lashley won with the help of the Tribal Chief. The two faced each other inside an elimination chamber where Lashley was taken out of the match before he could exit the pod. This led to Lesnar winning the WWE Championship without pinning the Almighty. The former MMA stars faced each other once again in Saudi Arabia in a singles match. In the end, Lesnar reversed the Hurt Lock and rolled over to get the 3 count over Lashley to win at WWE Crown Jewel 2022. Do you think Bobby Lashley can make it 2-1 against Brock Lesnar? Sound off in the comments section. Triple H replacing Sasha Banks. A lot has changed in the Triple H era of WWE. Since his takeover as the head of creative, Triple H has brought back several released superstars, while also giving numerous NXT stars their main roster debuts. He reportedly has his eyes on 21-year-old star Cora Jade, who is being viewed as the next Sasha Banks. Cora Jade is about to complete 2 years since her NXT debut. She was an instant hit among WWE fans, and also represented the previous regime's intention for NXT to be a developmental brand featuring young talent. WrestleVote's Louis Dangoor spoke to Give Him Esport, stating that everyone backstage in WWE loves Cora Jade, with the game reportedly viewing her as the next Sasha Banks. Everybody loves Cora. She's on the fast track to becoming the next Sasha Banks. She has the same thing Sasha has. She's talented, she's got this unique look about her. She's super young and she's pretty decent in the ring, right? The potential of her becoming a big deal is high and WWE sees that. It isn't a bad comparison by any means, but many might argue that it would be detrimental not to let Cora Jade carve her own legacy. Sasha Banks was spotted backstage at the recent WWE Live event in Mexico. This alone seems to be a big sign that the boss could be set to return to WWE soon. While it is a positive update, Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter reported that Banks and WWE are in talks, but there has been a stall due to contract negotiations. One thing is for sure, Triple H taking over WWE Creative opened the doors for talks to begin. Do you think Cora Jade is the next Sasha Banks? Voice your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. Popular star dismisses reports of Sami Zayn joining his faction. WWE star Butch is not in favor of Sami Zayn joining the Brawling Brutes and becoming an honorary Brute. Ridge Holland and Butch have crossed paths with the Bloodline in the weeks leading up to Crown Jewel. They defeated Sami and Solo Sikoa last week on SmackDown to earn the right to challenge the Usos for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. The Brawling Brutes were on the special episode of WWE's The Bump before Crown Jewel. They spoke about their upcoming match with the Usos and how they were getting ready for the clash. On the topic of Sami Zayn joining their faction, both members were apprehensive of how the star would do with them. Well, you see, there'll have to be some sort of initiation. Might involve alcohol, will definitely involve fighting. So if somebody wants to step up, they can have a go at earning a place in the Brawling Brutes, Ridge said. His team member Butch has a more straight-up answer to the question. If you're asking if Sami Zayn can be an honorary brute, absolutely not. During the conversation, the former NXT UK champion mentioned that he enjoyed dishing out some punishment on the honorary use. I was just happy to get my hands on Sami Zayn. He's one of the most annoying people I've seen in my life. I hope he gets involved this weekend too, so that I can do it all over again. So I'm just happy to get my hands on any member of the Bloodline. Butch stated that he found Sami annoying and would be looking to get his hands on the Bloodline member once again. The Brutes promised to bring Fight Night to Crown Jewel and give the undisputed tag team champions a run for their money. Do you think the Brawling Brutes will be able to dethrone the Usos? Sound off in the comments section below. Why WWE is delaying Sami Zayn versus Roman Reigns. Sami Zayn has single-handedly given a new lease of life to the long-drawn Bloodline. Rumors state that the honorary use was expected to team up with Kevin Owens for a feud with Roman Reigns' group, but that plan has been put on the back burner, with Dutch Mantel explaining why it was the right decision from WWE during this week's episode of Sportskeeda Wrestling's Smack Talk. As reported earlier, WWE originally never wanted Sami Zayn's program with Roman Reigns to go on for long, but they had no option but to extend the angle due to its reception. The idea was for Zayn to reunite with Owens and challenge the Usos, which has now been pushed back to a later date. Dutch Mantel felt it was a good call from WWE and noted how the company had already invested a lot of time in Sami Zayn's unlikely rise. Yep, delayed, not denied, or we're not going there. It's just delayed. Well, that's just what you're looking for. You're looking at time and more, and they've invested a lot of time in this. I mean, they have invested almost a year. WWE received criticism for prematurely nixing storylines under Vince McMahon's leadership, as Dutch Mantel stated that it was a rarity to see angles stretched out on TV in the past. The creative team has thankfully given Zayn time to settle into his new role, and he's reciprocated by adding much-needed entertainment value to the Blue brand. I mean, that's got to be a record. I don't know if it's been a year, but it has been a long time. That seems like 10 years in WWE's time. I mean, usually, they go through this in 3 weeks. Sami Zayn has come a long way from being an afterthought in the Bloodline. Sami Uso might have Roman Reigns' trust, but his friction with Jey Uso could lead to his eventual ouster from the stable. Dutch Mantel liked the open-ended nature of the storyline and briefly also spoke about Sami's backstage segment with the Usos from the latest SmackDown. Mantel added, yeah, they are leaving it open-ended. They are not really telling too much of the story, and you could see a brother siding with a brother. See, the thing about this is it makes sense. You've had personal relationships in your life to where it goes just like this. You don't really know where anybody is in the crowd, and that's the beauty of wrestling. How would you like to see WWE book Sami Zayn versus the Bloodline? Sound off in the comments section below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing